Howdy. How's everybody? How is everybody? I don't just use these. How's it going? Are we clear? Picture's clear. Looks clear. All right. So hopefully everyone's well. Hopefully everyone is staying as cool as possible here in this summertime. Wisconsin. I've never been. I want to go though. It's like real pretty up that way. Wisconsin, Montana, all that. I heard. Good evening, Christine. There you are. We got you again. Second time's the charm. Oh, 107. Ugh. 67. That's my speed. That's my speed. I'm sick of heat. Period. I live in front of the fan. But it's 81 here in the woods. We'll have to do a walk around one day. We'll have to find some place for us to walk though. Because even though there's like some trail or something close to here, it's like this long, so it's useless for me. Ugh. Yeah, humidity makes everything worse. We'll do a walk around one of these days somewhere. Just have to find us a place to go. Well, class went fine for me. It's the other people, who knows? I'm not in field view. Maybe it's your screen's not full screen, or I don't know. But I'm not center. So you know, me and Creepy Head, we walked home from the store like this because it doesn't fit in a bag. It's rather, you know, not bag friendly. Take it for a walk. See, the walking sticks are just back here. I'll take those. I will take those. I didn't cook anything. I just went to a steakhouse that was not too far from here. And you know how you get something and it's like really good and you're like full in like 2 seconds. That's kind of what happened. Scared the neighbors. That'd be nice. She might be scared already. I think, what was it? Maybe our third day here. She got cussed out and the door slammed in her face. And I hate this connection, but I will use the word at least this one time. She's a Karen. And so she thought things were going to go her way, and they didn't. So there you go. So that's fun. But we'll go on a walk somewhere. Have to find a place. Very entitled. So, what do I have here? I got some questions. I know. Yes. She's an Ivanka. That's what she is. Not a Karen. She's an Ivanka. That's what she is. A Melania. Mm-hmm. Yes. Well, she thought she was going to tell me what to do in my own house. Now, mind you, I'm not a noisy person because I don't like slamming doors and I don't wash clothes after 10 o'clock and all that type of stuff because, you know, the washing machine makes noise. Whatever. I don't have to. It's my house. I can if I want to, but, you know, just to be considerate. So I opened my closet door right over there. That's it. That's what I did. And she banged on the floor. And so I closed the closet door, and then she banged on the floor again, and then slammed her closet door 3 times. And then came down here the next morning and said she was doing that because she wanted me to stop. Now, I didn't answer the door. My brother did. And so she got an earful that day. And she's like 100. And she thought, you know, she said she was doing all that because she wanted me to stop. Or him to stop because she thought it was him. That's it. Opened the closet door. Not slam it, because again, I don't like slamming doors. Because why? Why are you slamming doors? That's not necessary. And then came down here so I can stop. And then went and told the office she got cussed at. Yes, she did. Yes, you did. You absolutely did. And you're going to get it again. You bring your fat ass to this house again, too. I pay rent like you do. I don't live with you. If you think that at any point I'm not going to open my closet because it bothers you, pay the rent and I'll take the damn door off. But until then, I guess she does sleep in her closet. Now, here's another thing, too. When I opened it, she immediately banged on the floor, which means you are awake. So it's not like it woke you up. Anyway, enough about her. So Jen's question, why didn't Trump get rid of the empty file folders? Because it's a bit like, it's not squeaky. See, the problem is it's on the little caster thing, and so it rolls. And so since I'm downstairs, she can hear it roll on her floor. So there you go. So she can hear it. But this is the wrong house to be starting some mess, is all I got to say. I am nice until I ain't nice no more. And that's all I'll say. Let's see. Why didn't he get rid of the folders? It's a bit like Nixon, to where, why didn't you just burn the tapes? Or yeah, I mean she's a Karen again, or a Melania. Excuse me, she's a Melania. So it's not so much it disturbs her; it's something she don't want to happen, so she thinks she can control. You know, that's the whole thing behind people like that, period, until they run into a person who's just, you know, different. Because when we first moved in, my brother's very nice, and he spoke to her, and she thought, you know, since he's nice, let me go give him the once for, because she said she was coming to give him the rules when she first started talking. Dang, how it worked. They ain't work, not around her boo. Okay, why didn't he get rid of the tapes? The King of Swords and the Hierophant. Not the tapes. Could be, but the files. The King of Swords and the Hierophant. There is something wrong with the person in the office. Mind you, this was an administration thing. I don't think this was his idea necessarily. The Hangman and the Seven of Swords. There was no plan outside of taking it. So I ain't spraying nothing on nothing. She gonna get rid of her attitude or be corrected again. So that's all that is. It's not squeaking. It just rolls, and so you can hear it roll. But again, no, you get rid of that attitude. So I'm gonna stab you in your throat. You come down here again. There's the Three of Swords and the Justice. This, again, this is not some well thought out pros and cons, step A, step B, step C type thing. The resource, or maybe even the folders here in the word of warning, the word of solace, the Six of Swords, the stuff is gone. But this was not a well thought out plan. So why not? Because they didn't think of it, really. All they really needed was the theft, the Hangman, the sacrifice, the perspective change, and the Seven of Swords. Sloppy con, exactly. Now, mind you, Seven of Swords, for those learning tarots, let me show you why this card may be just absolutely perfect for this right now. This is a military officer, or a person dressed up as a military officer, sneaking into the camp. This is the military camp back here, sneaking out with the weapons. Not the best plan in the world. As you see, these swords are being carried by the blade end and not the hilts. You can carry more this way. Thus is some greed. But it's not the best thing in the world to carry a sword by the blade part. But, you know, the greed took hold, and that's all he could think about was taking as much as he could. But these two swords here, you left something behind. So even the best well-laid made plans still have a hole in it somewhere. So even though he was trying to sneak away with the Seven of Swords, you do leave behind evidence because you always do. It was not foolproof, which is what you needed it to be when you're dealing with the Fool. Is you need something to be foolproof, and you're not going to get it in these situations. Because number one, with these type of situations, there's too many moving parts. And so something is going to leak, something is going to fail, something will falter. Evidence was left. Couldn't really help it. I mean, just don't break the law, but in this situation, this was going to happen. Trump says, oh no, wait. Will Biden help the Republicans regain the party? So in a speech he made, he says all Republicans are not MAGA Trumps or Trump MAGAs or something. So basically he's coming out advocating that all Republicans are not fascist, semi-fascist. So will he, maybe behind the scenes, because he doesn't want to start campaigning for Republicans, so will he try to put some effort forth to helping them regain their party? He said he's been able to work with Republicans his whole career, so he knows they are not all MAGAs. Here's my one problem. Not one problem, but here's a problem I have with this. In these situations, it's not like, you or I out here who hold the voting power, yes, but we don't get to stand on the Senate floor and start cussing and fussing. But the Tom Cottons of the world do, and what do they choose to do? Retire, then speak out. So my problem is if you are not a Trumpian, then why don't you say so? If you are a Trump supporter, and mind you, I've known Republicans my whole life. I grew up in Oklahoma. That's all I've ever been around. They're not all bad. We just disagree on our ideologies, right? The problem I have is when you can vote for Donald Trump, knowing that he is a thief, a rapist, and a racist, that makes you complicit in his behavior, and that makes you part of the problem. And as I said, if you aren't a racist, at least you are racist adjacent. You are a person who is okay with the person being racist. You are okay with the person being an alleged rapist. You are okay with the person being a thief. Not just a thief, but a thief of national security, compromising your individual security as well. And your private information when he let people audit voting booths and all this other kind of garbage. So I can't really get with this idea of they're not all MAGAs. If they're not, then say so. Prove to me you're not, because otherwise I think you are. Because when he got impeached, he didn't get removed. So all of you are not against him. A lot of you are, though. So where are you? The Page of Swords and the King of Wands. No, he is not going to try to help them get the party back. This was... It was a speech. I mean, it's the truth, because they're not all MAGAs. But again, if you're not, come out and prove that. So here's the Devil in the Page of Cups and the Three of Wands. There will be some that come out, but there's going to be a lot more than you think it is. Not us, because we know better, but a lot more than you think it is that are actually complicit with this behavior. And again, even if you are not Trump or a party of Trump, you don't go to great lengths to convince people like me that you're not. And I mean, you probably don't care because I'm never going to vote for you anyway. So, but I am going to judge the crap out of you, though. But there is a change in the harmony, and so that's pretty much what he's trying to do. He is just trying to change the energy of politics, but he is not advocating for the reclaiming of the party, because the Eight of Wands is in the word of warning. This is your talking, so he's not necessarily going to go and start campaigning and being on their side and all that type of stuff. He is just basically telling you the devil and the liar are both present, recognize them, and then recognize those who are not. But you all look like you're the same when you're facing the same direction, doing the same thing. Because when Obama was in there, all of y'all acted just like Donald Trump acts right now. So anyway, Kelly Sorelli, or Sorelli, or however you say her name, the lawyer who, for the Oath Keepers who got arrested for conspiracy and obstruction of justice. Why did she risk it all? Was she part of the Oath Keepers? Is she handpicked? I'm pretty sure. But why risk it? Conspiracy, you got charged, which means you did something wrong. It wasn't you were just their lawyer and you were lawyering. No, conspiracy and obstruction of justice. Why risk it for the Oath Keepers? Why? I mean, it's the same concept of why risk anything for Donald Trump. You know, he's the Medusa. Everybody that comes near him gets taken down. That's still a very weird concept to me. This person, he's poison. He's a parasite. He drains everything from you, and then you go down, and then he just walks off. And people are still lining up to be aligned with him. I don't get it. The Ten of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles, there's a burden around work. The Ten of Wands has a slight indication of foolishness in it as well. Because the Ten of Wands can be carried, but not like this. You can carry 10 wands effectively. You can even go and get somebody to help you. You carry 5, I carry 5, whatever, so forth and so forth. This is not appropriate, smart, handy, any of that. So this is not the way to do it. So there's a bit of foolishness in here too. And the Eight of Pentacles is your work, something you're going to do day in and day out. So there is a burden and foolishness around the work. This is something she felt as though she needed to do for whatever reason, or was obligated to do. Page of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, contract for a lot of money. And the Seven of Pentacles is an investment. So I think they've known her before. or somebody did. And there is an investment in her of a lot of money. 9 of Pentacles for me is large sums of personal finance. And so this is a lot of money for her. The Page of Pentacles indicates for me a contract was struck, especially when you have all of these work cards and investments around it. So this was transforming or altering or life-changing as well. Yeah. And then the word of warning is the 5 of Cups. There's regrets over what is lost. Now, what is not lost, because the 5 of Cups is a reminder that everything you're losing is not necessarily something you need for your course of life. It's just something you think you want. Because for those learning tarot, here's a little tarot lesson for you before we even get there. In the cups are wine. In these cups is water. So you lose what you want, not what you need. And so, but this person is still sad over this because this is a loss, grief kind of card. But she has gained some insight. Now, here is the thing, though. You have to see it as insight. The 7 of Pentacles is assessing. You have to see it as insight. So she may be getting that glimpse into her behavior, and that way she can make a change and say, okay, you know what, this is the bad way to go. But does any of them ever do that? Any of them ever do that? So she does gain some insight. I mean, the card is here, so there you go. But I personally, this is not what it says in the read. I personally don't think she's going to get it. I just don't. But insight. But there's some man here, King of Pentacles, in the 6 of Cups that she's known for quite some time, or she's familiar with. And that is why she risked it all, because she is in bed financially with these people. Okay. There you go. Oh wait, let me do y'all's ahead. Let me do this first, and then I'll go to some non-politicals here. Political, non-political, but it's non-political. It's just drug a little politics with it. Of the 50 senators, Republican senators are still Republicans and not MAGA Republicans. So how many? Are there a majority MAGA in the Senate? Let's see. Is there still a majority of MAGA in the Senate? Let's see. The Justice, there's your 50-50, because that's your scales, your balance. And the Knight of Swords, erratic thinking, bravery, chivalry as well. Death, 8 of Cups, and the 7 of Pentacles. There's a change coming. The harvest is getting ready to come. There's something being abandoned here. The 8 of Cups is walking away, but it's not walking away to clear intentions. The moon in the tarot is always an indication that something is not completely clear. All details are not completely out on the table so that you can see them plainly. So you're walking into something that you're not quite sure, but you know you're done with this. That part you do know. You're just not quite sure where you're going to, but there is a transformation coming, and it's coming rather quickly. I guess because the midterms is coming. And then there's some assessing, but the harvest is getting ready to come in, but something is about to be a little more balanced than it was. So we do right now have majority MAGA, but something is getting ready to change. I'm not, now mind you, I ain't trying to paint no rosy picture and get no hopes up, because Republican is still Republican, but the MAGA ideology is a little different. Will the special master granted derail the DOJ case against Trump taking government documents? This was in Becca's tableau, and she said he gets some sort of out, which is this, but it's something is removed or repealed or changes or something like that. And I think Sunday we all read that this would not happen. So let's see. Will the special master derail the DOJ's case? The Page of Wands, there is some messaging and the Temperance. And messaging for moderations, 10 of Pentacles and the 6 of Wands, the Sun, 5 of Pentacles, and the Empress. Now, something new is coming. Justice is in the word of solace, so no, their case goes on. Something new is coming for them. The Emperor in the word of warning, something bad is happening for the greedy king there, tied to the Republicans, so that'd be Donald Trump. But it's something, it's not directly him that's going to be affected the most. It's some sort of leaders there, or some sort. Oh, well, it could be the judge, because the Queen of Wands is here, wasn't it? Yeah. Something bad, some wicked this way comes here for some judge in the 5 of Pentacles, but the DOJ's case will be restored or renewed, or something will be, they will have victory with that. This is what I say, but we shall see. Okay. Something I want to know. What is going to finally, or what is going to occur that finally convinces MAGA cults to reject Donald Trump? Thank you. More paper, please. Like it. Like I kind of want to get it, but I don't want my brain to leak out my head. So like I want to get the mentality completely. Like I get it a little bit because I've grown up around these people. Like I said, I lived in Oklahoma. They're all Republican. And when I lived in Florida, they were MAGA people. Because I lived in what they called LA, which is called Lower Alabama. That was their nickname for it. Because I lived in Panama City Beach. And it's like right there with Alabama. And so you got a lot of that mentality. Thank you, Catherine. That sort of came down and was there. And people had the MAGA stickers and they had the red hats. And, you know, and my boss was a Donald Trump supporter, but again, this is the type of person that it's, I get it because she's Republican, but at the same time, she's not racist. She's not mean and nasty, but she has that Republican mindset of he's on our team, so he's with me type of thing. And I want to get the mentality of how you can look at him and not see the faults, or if you see the faults, why doesn't it bother you? And mind you, if it don't, it don't. It's you. I'm not going to try to change you. I didn't come to your door. Are you ready for Jehovah's return? I'm not doing that. What I'm saying is, please help me understand why it doesn't bother you to the point where you don't vote for him. I'm not saying you have to vote for a Democrat. Don't vote for him. The thievery, the racism, the sexism, none of that bothers you? I mean, write in anybody's name. You don't have to vote for him, is what I'm saying. What is the thing about him that does not turn you off at all. But anyway, what would occur that they would finally reject Donald Trump? Because maybe nothing. Maybe nothing. Maybe they, have drank this Kool-Aid and they like that flavor. Human beings, if nothing else, will always find a way to do something stupid. So, Five of Wands, there's fighting, bickering, arguing. Because mind you, he's insulted them. How dumb are the people of Idaho, whatever he said. Like, he's not one of them. He's not even trying to be. But they believe he is. Donald Trump don't even know. Okay, anyway. Fighting and the Fool. Okay, so it might answer us here. Fighting and the Fool. So here's the conflict with the Fool. So we may get us an answer. What would have to happen for them to turn and reject? There's the Ace of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords, the King of Pentacles, the Judgment card, the King of Cups, the Eight of Pentacles, the Two of Wands, and the Six of Pentacles. So I think, because there's a man here, King of Cups is usually Biden, but I don't think this is it. It could be, but I don't think it is. Reason being, because there's a King of Pentacles, Judgment, King of Cups. Somebody would have to change their mind. And I think this has something to do with treason or treachery or something like that. Like, you would have to convince them, and it would have to, here's the thing too, you have to go find them where they are. Fox News. There's your catalyst to getting rid of Donald Trump. I have a question about that too. But the Judgment, the Five of Wands, and the Knight of Swords, you're going to have to be convinced he planned to attack you. You're going to have to be convinced he was a traitor. The Knight of Swords, for me, when it shows up with something like this, is an attack. Because the Knight of Swords is the impulsive one. This is the bull in the china shop. This is the one who charges in. This is the warrior, so forth and so forth. And then the fighting. So you're going to have to be convinced that him, as president of the United States, was siding with the enemy. You're going to have to paint the enemy too, with the enemy, and he was going to attack the U.S. You have to paint that dire of a picture for them to turn on Donald Trump. They would. It's not going to be any good coming from us, because we've already told them before he got elected he was a horrible person. This has to come from their side. It has to be in a place where their judgment can be altered. Six of Pentacles is giving out something, time, money, or information. So it has to be in a place where you can convince people that the Fool is dangerous. Ain't gonna come from us. We've already said that. But speaking of Fox News, though, I have a Fox News question. We'll do this one first before I go to that other thing. Fox News, where'd it go? Oh, he said, Donald Trump said, that Fox News is helping to push the Democratic agenda. So he's hitting back now. Oh, this boy, come get your kid, somebody. So he says they're helping to push the Democratic agenda. And yes, Fox News. And that he is about to help CNN become more right-wing. That's what he said. He's going to help them with their messaging to be more right-wing. And then Fox News is helping to push the Democratic agenda. Because, mind you, they have been critical of him as of late. I heard. I tried to watch Fox News once, and I found myself it's you. I tried to watch it once, and the entire time I'm sitting there like, what are you saying right now? And I'm like, my head is like, I'm thinking, nobody believes this, but yes, they do. But I'm thinking, how do you get away with just lying on TV? Thank you, Desiree. I listen. Okay, I couldn't do it. It made my head and my stomach hurt. I couldn't rationalize it. That's what it was. My brain always wants something to fit together perfectly, and it just didn't. I'm like, what am I looking at? That does. Like, these look like the type of people that, write letters because two brown people moved in their neighborhood type people. Like, I can't do it. What? Okay, the question, I didn't even focus the question. The question is, yes, Harry, thank you. Is he going to try, or was this just talk? There's a song, it's a rap by Dr. Dre. If you can say an Eminem, he's in there too. Nowadays, everybody want to talk like they got something to say, but nothing comes out when they move their lips. Just a bunch of gibberish. That's what it sounds like. I'm like, what is happening? Okay, so there's the fool again. This deck is tuned to you, my friend. And the Three of Pentacles. There is a partnership in collaboration. So if he appears on CNN, do not be surprised. Well, some of you are already saying they're moving more to the right. So if he appears on CNN, do not be surprised. The Fool and the Three of Pentacles is a collaboration of some sort. The Page of Wands, that's a messaging of some sort. So there could be a phone conversation or a letter or tweet or something, but he could appear on the phone. It is going to be a conversation of manipulation. The King of Pentacles and the Chariot. There's a man here who's been with the company for a long time. It's not Anderson. The Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, Knight of Cups, and Three of Swords. It is not going to be well received, though. Knight of Pentacles in the word of warning means this is not going to be a regular thing. So it may not be well received. The Knight of Wands, again, there's some sort of agenda they're going to pull forward, though. So again, if you see him on CNN, do not be surprised. The word of solace is the Knight of Cups. It will have its desired effect, which is just an image thing. And the Three of Swords. Something ends in heartbreak, so it's not going to go well. But don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. Okay. So let's go into some, where's my telephone apparatus? Let's see. I got some things I want to read because they got messy. Jason Alden, whatever, Aldean, Alden, is a country western singer. Can't say that I've heard of him. I actually do not like the sound of men singing all that much, and especially country music, men singing. The Garth Brooks I can stand, but I'm not a big fan of men singing country music. I go on. I'm just not. Aldean, thank you. I like Jody Messina and Reba McEntire, and of course everybody loves Dolly Parton. That's my thing, right? So Jason Aldean has been dropped by his PR company. Now, mind you, it's just a PR company, but they've been with him since he started his career. Actually, they started at the same time. It's called Green Room, is the name of the PR company. And they didn't say exactly why. They said that we are all about the music. We have always been about the music. And so we just feel going forward that this is not the best relationship, so forth, so forth, so forth. Now, it comes on the heels, though, of his wife. She messing up the church. Mind it down there. It comes on the heels of her tweets. She has tweeted him. I would really like to thank my parents for not changing my gender when I went through my tomboy phase. She was talking about gender affirming care for minors. And so this has been a big thing, of course. And so she came out and she said, I would like to thank my parents for not changing my gender when I was a tomboy, or when I went through my tomboy phase. Tomboy phase, young lady, has nothing to do with your gender. You like jeans and sneakers and hats and sweats and bag. Clothes that are typically worn by men has nothing to do with your gender or transgender or what. Anyway, and so some people responded to her. Cassidy Pope, another singer, wrote that tomboy phase in no way compares to someone wanting to transition. Somebody else, I guess there's a group called The Bones. Marin Morris later commented on Pope's post, the woman who responded initially. It's so easy to not be a scumbag human. Sell your clip-ins and zip it, Insurrection Barbie. Because Jason Aldean's wife was also a person who tweeted that some of the people down to the riot, the insurrection, were Antifa. Not just Antifa, but Antifa disguised as Trump supporters. So she done got this child dropped from his PR firm. So what I want to know is, will she continue to be a problem for his career, or is this just a bump in the road? Now, mind you, I like country. I like all music, actually. You just got to find the person who resonates with you. But I like all music. But let's be honest. Like it, love it, hate it, or leave it. The country music scene is not the most inclusive in the world. Which is interesting because country music is an offshoot of gospel music. So anyway, conversation for another day. So will this be a bump in the road, or is this going to be a problem for his career? Because here's my thing. Have all the opinions you want, but if you're trying to sell something to anybody, keep them to yourself. Chick-fil-A, Hobby Lobby, all the people who hold some sort of ideology here at the top, keep that to yourselves because it affects everybody else down here. You're fine because you got a check bigger than all these people down here. But these people depend on the day-to-day operations of Chick-fil-A. You don't. If Chick-fil-A folded tomorrow, whoever owns it will be all right. They'll start another chicken company on the side of the country somewhere else. Anyway, the Wheel and the Moon. So this is actually going to, wait a minute. I didn't even pay attention. What a draw. There's a lot of aces in a tower here, so this is not cute. The moon and the Wheel of Fortune is not a good combination. The Wheel of Fortune is time, fate, destiny. It's also your fortunes and your good luck. And the moon is not a positive card, for it is treachery. It is something is hidden, something lies under the surface that could potentially be very dangerous to your evolution or to your progression, because this is a card of evolution as well. And so that's what time also does. It changes things, it adapts things, it evolves things. And so there is a problem for your growth, for your evolution, for your natural evolution, because you are highly regarded. And the problem is your natural evolution, your natural rise to the top is being hindered by something dangerous under the surface, which is more likely your opinions and things, or hers. Your opportunities, your new actions, and your victory and your triumphs are all very, very, very troubled. Now, mind you, your relationships is not present. There is a tower. There is going to be some hardship when it comes to opportunities. Now, mind you, it's not like, his career's over. Just if there is some sort of new opportunity that was coming, it's not. And so forth and so forth. So the opportunities or opportunity might dry up. The Ace of Swords, the victory over something, and then the new actions. So if you had a new project coming out, this is the wrong time for bad PR. Something is hitting the fan and is not very cute. Interestingly enough, there's a man and a woman falling from this in particular tower. Now, here's the good part about the tower, though. Sometimes this needs to happen for you to realize what was going on. Because you can be in the tower and not realize what's actually happening on each floor, what's happening on the outside, what kind of roots does this tower actually have, who built it and why, and so forth and so forth. Sometimes it all needs to come down, and then you realize, I didn't have no business in here in the first place. So, okay, let's pick up where we need to in order to move forward. So accept it. If you accept the tower, it's not so bad. Just let it happen. Whatever the heck it is that needs to blow up, let it blow up. Thank you, Cold Toes. I put the name of the deck in the description. I think it's called Superlunaris, but I remembered to put it in the description this time. Okay. Well, good luck to you, sir. Brett Favre, the football player. So he has not been charged with a crime. So we'll start there, I suppose. But one of the, no, actually not one of the poorest state in the Union, Mississippi. He was paid fees for speaking, which he did not speak, mind you. So they basically just gave him money just cause. He was paid a whole 200. Clutch your pearls. $228,000 for speaking engagements with public money. $70 million of those dollars that they allocate for TANF, which is temporary assistance for needy families. 70 million of the welfare dollars were given to athletes, wrestlers, volleyball players, horse farmers, for speaking. Public money, $70 million to football players and wrestlers, Ted DiBiase, and volleyball players and horse farmers and Brett Favre for speaking. And sometimes talking is free. And sometimes they didn't even go to speak. 228,000 of those dollars were paid to Brett Favre. Now, Brett Favre is being questioned by the FBI in what they have called the welfare scandal. Now, he has since paid back the $228,000 because I don't think he was fully aware of what was actually happening. Ted DiBiase was, or Ted DiBiase and Ted DiBiase Jr., who were wrestlers. I believe they were because one of them is in serious trouble now, who's actually sold his house in the whole bit because I guess he anticipates some trouble coming. So, Brett Favre, are you in any trouble or will this blow over? Dupree as well. Public money. And see, and here's the thing too. There's different branches of welfare money. Like food stamps is not the same as TANF. And TANF is not the same as WIC. And so TANF is cash. Food stamps is preloaded on a card and you don't use it for cash things. If you have cash on your food stamp card or your EBT card or wherever they call it, wherever you are, that cash is from TANF, TANF, Temporary Assistance for Needy Families. And so you can use that cash for cash type purchases. So if you need a pot and a pan, you can't get it with your food stamps. You can get it with the same card, which the TANF has. And so you'll see it on a receipt. It'll have, the reason it has people's balance on there is because it's public money. So you'll have a food stamp balance and then you'll have a TANF cash balance too. And so it is cash money for needy families, not for Brett Favre. So, and again, this is the poorest state in the union. $70 million. The poorest state in the union. I worked in a grocery store there in Biloxi, Mississippi. And that's the first time I heard of the real troubles and traumas of a person on Social Security, because I'd never heard that story before. I've heard the food stamp story, of course, but this person on Social Security can't work more than whatever, like 20 hours a week or something like that, because then their Social Security gets reduced and the food stamps get reduced. They get $108 in food stamps and no TANF at all. And their Social Security, once they paid their rent and utilities, they got like $3 left. And then you see other people come in and they got food stamps and they buy their wedding cake with it. And it's like your wedding cake at this grocery store was $210. You couldn't find something else to buy. Brett Favre comes in many different income brackets. Anyway, is he in trouble? So the Nine of Wands and the Queen of Wands. This isn't over as far as investigations goes, because you have the Knight of Swords and the Hermit. So someone is still looking into this. Even though he has paid back the fees, there is a web that this is going through, because this is $70 million of public money. So there is a web. There is a scheme going on here. Like I said, the DiBiases had an entire scheme, because they have been milking this money for quite some time. So they have a whole scheme going on. So the Strength, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Judgment. There might be a fine levied or something here. I don't know if it's directly against you, but again, your name is going to still be caught up in this some way, somehow. Word of warning, Five of Wands. The conflict is not over. And the Three of Wands and the High Priestess. I think you knew more than I thought you did. I figured, he maybe was not completely aware. No, I think you knew more than I thought you did. High priestess and the hermit, somebody's going to find out because you're going to continually be questioned. So this is not over. But as far as will you get into any trouble, I don't think you're going to get into major trouble like jail and all that type of stuff, but because it ends in the high priestess. So as of right now, secrets are still being uncovered. So there is no real indication that you are headed for jail or that the fine is necessarily levied against you. So you might be in the clear for now. Boy, hour goes just like that, doesn't it? I got one more. I'm going to do it anyway. Shalomaya, I think is how you say this child's name. Bowers, C-O-C. S-H-A-L-O-M-Y-A-H. Shalomaya Bowers. I do believe he was an executive. Shahu. I think it's Shalomaya. I think. But he was an executive at the Black Lives Matter Global Networking Foundation, GNF, and is accused of siphoning more than $10 million from donors with the grassroots arm of the BLM organization. So he is being sued. There is a suit against Shalomaya, S-H-A-L-O-M-Y-A-H. Shalomaya Bowers. A suit against the executive and the foundation itself, the consulting firm, and some unnamed individuals. So this was a big thing, not just him, but he's being named because he was an executive. And so he was hired by Patrice, who is sort of the face of Black Lives Matter, to run GNF, the Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation, as an extension. As I said, it is an arm of Black Lives Matter. So he was hired to run that organization, or the arm of Black Lives Matter. $10 million. Now, mind you, it names several things here. Him, the foundation itself, the consulting firm, and some unnamed individuals. So they all got a little piece, allegedly. So I want to see. Shalomai and Shalomar. Second time around. Let's see. Put a question, Coleon, then I can write it for tomorrow, since I'll be live tomorrow too. For the Bed Bath & Beyond thing. If you write the question in there, I'll write it down on the pad and we can do it tomorrow. So, Shalomaya, I think. Shalomaya. I don't know. So, well, Black Lives Matter is funded, I believe, by George Soros and a whole bunch of very, very, very wealthy people. So $10 million, that probably could be very taken very easily. I don't know. Maybe. So let's see. Is he guilty, allegedly, of siphoning money? Oh, wait. I start pulling for a ask. Is he guilty of siphoning money? Let's just see. Do you think it was in the Bed Bath & Beyond thing? Do you think it was like a Bernie Madoff type of thing? Because Bernie Madoff and his wife tried to kill themselves too. Didn't work, but they tried. Is he guilty? 7 of Wands defending, and the 4 of Cups. Defending against something that could be obvious, mind you, because the 4 of Cups, again, there with tarot lesson time, there is a distinction between offers and possessions within the tarot. This is not an offer. The offer has the hand out. Your Ace of Cups is in there. Offer of relationships. Your Ace of Pentacles is in there. Offer of an opportunity. The wand is being clasped. That's an action, something you have to take. The Ace of Swords is in there. That is clarity, victory, truth, something also you own, something you take. This is something that is yours, whether you want it or not. You have 3, you're bored with it, but it could be a blessing, it could be a curse, it could be a whatever, but guess what? It's yours. So here, I wasn't asking, I was telling. It's yours. So there is something he is defending against the obvious, something that is part of his sphere, whether he likes it or not. So if he didn't take all 10, there might be an indication that he at least got $38.48 that still was not his. So there's the 8 of Cups, the 9 of Pentacles, the 8 of Swords, and the World. The 10 of Swords in your word of warning, the 5 of Swords in your environment, your word of solace. See what I'm saying? But there's the offer. Ace of Cups in the environment. Shabba dabba doo. I just oh my God. You in tap out. I can't even see. What the hell's happening? Is he guilty? I don't know. I don't know what just happened. Oh, gosh. I don't even know what happened just now. Thank you, Margaret. Okay, I'm through. It's I'm sweating and the fan is on. That ain't even right. Need some breathing salts. Wait. It's always you. Oh gosh. Can't take you nowhere. Okay. That was it. We went overtime. Sorry, Jesus. We'll be. Gertrude. Oh, Lord. Not Gertrude. No. What is happening? I swear I ain't high. Oh, not Gertrude. Oh, Lord. Okay. I'm done. Shady Pines. I'm going to go knock on the door and say, can I tell you a bedtime story? Okay. I'm done. Was it staged or not? Taking accountability. Okay. Oh, Jesus. Where'd my pen go? I'm all undone, Jesus. I don't know. I'll write it down when I find myself. Right? I'm lost, Jesus. I need baptism. Oh, she's going to call 211. She better call Jesus. He's on the main line. That's the only one going to help you. Only one going to help you. We'll go knock on her door. Just like, trick-or-treat. You're a rusty helper. Anyway, okay. I'm through. I'm through for real. I will see y'all tomorrow at 5, 6, 7, and 8. 5 Pacific, 6 Mountain, 7 Central, 8 Eastern. Tres Leche and Jules, y'all play too much. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. Bye.